that is. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, some of us don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and that's okay. I learned a little bit about Thanksgiving. I was like, ooh. But anyway, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I just want to say happy Wednesday. Happy pre-Thanksgiving, and I'm just coming on to check on everybody to see how everybody is doing. Okay, so real quick, I want to talk about fighting depression, holiday depression. Okay, because everybody is not happy for the holiday. It's some people who aren't, not looking forward to the holiday, right? For whatever reason there is. I can remember my mother. Okay, I can remember when I lost her, it was like I had to regroup, right? Because when you lose somebody, you're thinking, okay, wow, the holidays won't be different. Maybe you had a matriarch in the family, and you're really not looking forward to the holiday because they're gone. So that's why I wanted to just come on and just check on people and see how they're doing, because like I said, the holidays is hard for some people, right? Some people do fight depression over the holidays because maybe of a loved one, maybe holidays is just not a good time. Maybe it may trigger a bad time around the holiday, and a lot of people go through things like that. So that's why I want to come on and I want to talk about some things that you can do, if you suffer from depression over the holidays, right? So, like I said, around the time when I lost my mother, just the holidays was not the same. Hey, whoever that is, welcome to Unchurched Talk with a T. So, when I lost my mother, I just had to get accustomed to doing things without her. And it was hard. A lot of people and say, okay, it's been 5 years, it's been 10 years, but it's nothing like losing a parent, right? It could be a mother, your father, whoever it is. It's nothing like losing a parent. It's nothing like losing a loved one, right? And over the holidays, you may look forward to seeing them. So, that's how it is, and even though, some people may be the happiest, this may be the happiest time of the year, but it's not for a lot of people, right? So that's why I came on today. Y'all, I haven't been on in a while because I've been like, you don't have to get all these continued education for work. So at the end of the year, we have to do all these trainings and everything. So it's just like I'm in work mode. It's just, everything is in disarray, right? So I got to regroup, get myself together. But hey D, how are you? Thanks for joining. So yeah, but that's what I want to come on and talk about. Some things, fighting depression in itself is hard, right? Whether it's, like I said, whether it's through a loved one or you just may be suffering from depression, and it's not easy. Some people may say, do this, do that, but it's a journey. It really is a journey. And when I lost my mother, I call it a grief journey, right? Because at any given time, you can suffer from bouts of depression, right? So I just want to come on here, just to check in with everybody, make sure everybody is good, and I just want to share some tips that I was looking at that may encourage somebody. So one thing that somebody had told me, my supervisor, she was saying, Tracy, over the holidays, I know it's hard. In the beginning when I lost my mother, she was saying, always have something planned, right? And sometimes, you could be doing so much that the holiday could just sneak up on you and you don't have any plans, right? Hey, thanks for joining. You said absolutely. I also experienced that when my mother passed into, ooh, girl, ooh. or I don't know if whoever that is, but who, yes, my mother passed in 2001 over the COVID and everything, but you said your mother passed in 2022. My condolences to you when I was 7.5 months pregnant. Now you know it was nothing but the grace of God that you even here today, even to talk about it. But some people, you know, it's a real thing, you know what I'm saying? And we have to really be empathetic with people that go through things. And I'm telling you, if your mother ain't here, it changes your world. So I definitely, you know, my condolences out to you. Keep going, keep moving forward. Yes, the holidays are going to be difficult, right? But there are some things that, yeah, my mother passed in 2001 over the holidays. Now, she, you know, when she went into the hospital for COVID and never came out. We couldn't see her or nothing like that, but I was at the window and everything. And she ended up dying, she ended up passing away from, guess what, a bed sore. They didn't do anything for her. A lot of time, COVID was just, it was just, oh my God, they didn't do nothing for her. So when we actually got a chance to see her, we was like, you know, told the nurse, because I had sisters who was a nurse, you know, two sisters that's in the healthcare profession, and then my sister, other sister in administration, and you know, I'm in the social work field. So we was like, okay, we'll clean her up. This is the first time that we seen her. We turned her over. Oh my God. And it was just like, and me, I'm not in the healthcare profession. I'm in a, you know, clinical social work background, right? Behavioral health. And that's one reason that I couldn't go into the healthcare profession, because I just can't stomach it. And I'm so glad that I didn't see it, because you know how things, tragic things, time stamp your mind, right? So long story short, that's it's just, it's, you know, I talk about it as a testimony, because yes, you can you know, get past things like that. Yes, you're always going to miss your mother, and I know that it's just not you're always gonna miss your mother, but it's just sometimes we have to, you know, change our perception about things and change how we look at things, because you know, my faith is what helps me. You know what I'm saying? I know, because it was like the Lord was like, I got her now. You know, I took care of my mother. She was with me, you know, during COVID. And it was like, God was like, I got her now. You know, you don't have to worry about her. Hey, Limitless, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, y'all. So yeah, I do you know, my condolences to anybody who have suffered a loss. And a lot of times that's what the holiday is. People are like getting things together, but you like, oh man, you know, my mother is not here. You know, she was a turn up queen. She was, you know, I'm from Detroit, right? So she was like, hey, let's turn it up, turn it out. You know, she was in her 70s, but that did not stop her, you know, had a boyfriend and everything. But now that she's not here, it's like, okay, God, you know, help me to go on. And one thing that I've learned, you know, when you experience a loss, you gotta appreciate the living. That's what helps me. I said, okay, I got a big family, or you know, just appreciate the people that are in your life. You know, whether it's not that many, whether it's a handful. You know, sometimes you have to appreciate the people that are there, and just, you know, celebrate life. Cause that's one thing my mother did. She lived her life, and she would not want me to be like, you know, I wanted the point of like, Lord, take me. I wasn't like at that point, but I was just missing her. You know what I'm saying? You said Lord, isn't that the truth? You truly realize how much you appreciate who you have still. Yes, yes, appreciate life, appreciate being living yourself, right? Because just having a, just pregnant, expecting, a baby and things like that. Those are things that let us know that life is precious and it's going to go on, and we got to appreciate the ones that are here, right? So that's what I do. When I was caregiver for my mom, and I was caregiving for her, I really couldn't go nowhere. So now I got a chance to travel. When my funds allow me to, I try to go. I have a sister that moved to Georgia, and I go visit her because I got to lay eyes on her. She just had hip surgery and things like that. So, like you said, appreciating things, appreciating people while they're here. Because one thing that I learned is life is short. You can make plans, but like somebody said, if you want to make God laugh, share with him your plans, right? Because we don't know. We're allowed on this earth a certain time, and that's the thing that we have no control over. We don't know how much time we're allowed, so you got to make it count. And I try to do that. And at the time, I was lost my mother and going through a divorce. So tell me about depression. It was I truly know how you felt. But one thing that I was looking at, up some things, and one of the things said, fighting depression, like for the holidays and things, set realistic expectations. And one of the things that I'm learning is give yourself some grace. Everybody's time for grieving is different. Everybody grieves in their own way. So give yourself some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself, right? Don't be so hard on yourself, because sometimes we have to give ourselves credit for the things that we are doing. You know what I'm saying? For the things that we have done. And a lot of times it's so easy to look at the negative, but setting realistic expectations for the holiday, having plans, make sure you're pre-planning, plans, and not being around negative people and things like that. Surround yourself with people that's going to give you peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning very. I've learned to appreciate my peace. And at that time, like I said, my mother had passed and I was going through a divorce. And at that point, it was like, okay, Tracy, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do to make things different for your life? Because now it's like you're not somebody's wife. Your mother is not here. It was like I was taking care of everybody, but how they say self-care? If you ain't taking care of yourself, and guess what? Out of all that, I got sick. The doctor said he don't know how I was functioning because my iron was so low. Because I was so tired. I don't know how I did it. And when you taking care of, I'm sorry, my phone is slipping. It's like going down. But when you taking care of a loved one, hey Dorothy, thanks for joining. When you're taking care of a loved one, sometimes not sometimes, but a lot of times you just don't have the time to take care of yourself. And I learned that, it was like, if I would give my advice to anybody, you gotta have some time that you still away. Hey Alicia, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. You said, yes, caregiver burnout is real. You got to make decisions and everything. And it's so important, to utilize everyone in your family. I was learning, it's this book that said about, it's talked about leadership, right? And if you're, if you have help, use your help. Don't take on everything yourself. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to delegate. If it's somebody that can pick up something for you, learn to do that. Sometimes we have so much pride, we don't want to reach out for help. Right. You say your spirit shines. I'm being serious. You have a beautiful sewing energy. Thank you so much. I'm just on here trying to help because I know how it is. I know how it is to just be down for the holidays. Like I said, it's not people may be sick on during the holidays, and you gotta find something within yourself to lift yourself up and say, okay, God, help me through this difficult period. And so one thing that I will say, set realistic expectations for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be realistic. You're a human being. You're going to go through things like that, but God is going to be with you. Whatever your faith is. I won't push my faith on everybody, but for me, I know that the Lord was with me, and through it all, He carried me. He carried me. I Sometimes it surprises me that I can even talk about my journey and things like that. But I was like, okay, I look at the things that I went through and say, I'm saying now, everything was purposeful because God is using that experience, and helping me to share, to be a blessing to somebody else. So set realistic expectations for yourself. Okay. And then we talked about self-care. Practice self-care. I don't care if it's just for an hour. Go to the spa. Go to work out, something that's going to release tension. You have to do that, and you should be doing that anyway, especially for those of us who wear so many hats. Sometimes you got to put all them hats down, and you got to take care of yourself. If you taking a walk, if you sit, I like to sit in my car. And I just be to steal away sometimes to get, prayer, devotional things, something that's going to give you some time to just reconnect with yourself and reconnect with God. You know what I'm saying? Meditation, mindfulness. That's one thing that we a lot of when I'm at work, a lot of our clients, we tell them to practice mindfulness, just to concentrate. Sometimes how you may be thinking so much ahead, or sometimes you may be so engulfed with everything that you went through, and you're not focusing on the now. I'm talking, and this gets deep. I'm talking about breathing. Just taking a deep breath. Just breathing, just hearing yourself breathe. And sometimes we just going and going and going, and you can't do it. Sometimes you just gotta stop, be thankful and be present. Right? Even if you're sick, I'm still here. I'm still present. I still can be thankful. I still can, sit in my peace. I'm telling you, cause life. This content creator, she was saying, Dorothy, you said we have to learn to trust in Jesus. Been there, done that, absolutely. And life as you live, it's gonna give you challenges still here today. Amen. But this content creator, she was saying, do you notice how life is just moving? It seems like you don't really have time in the day. It just seems like life is just going before you know it. This year, y'all, is almost done. 2024 is going to be a thing of the past. So what I want to say to you, have you been present, right? To be thankful, to be here, to count your blessings. Because I don't care how bad it is, you still here. You still here for a reason. Your number ain't been called yet. You know what I'm saying? You still here. So just being present, not just to, just think and just be quiet and live in the moment. I even learned Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Sometimes you have to even when you pray, sometimes I don't even know what to say. I don't even have the words. Sometimes I just be so full because, like I was saying before, I had all these courses to do, and me procrastinating is not good, but some of us do, and you have all these things to do, and it's like, okay, but thank God I got the strength and the concentration, as you get older. And I don't know how old, but as you get, past your 40s, in your 50s, your things change, your mental capacity, all that, it changes, brain fog, all those things. So it takes you a little bit to why you gotta get warmed up. You can't just jump out of bed. I'll be thinking I'm gonna jump out of bed. My knee be saying, hold up, wait a minute. So, you just don't know. So you gotta slow it down. And those are some things when you think about depression. Sometimes you're moving too fast, and you just how you spinning your wheels, and you just don't net you're what do they say? The master of some. It's like it's a saying that says, you're doing a lot of things, but you're not completing them. You know how people say that you really can't multitask. There's really no such thing, because if you're doing a lot of things and you're not completing them, you're still not getting nowhere. You're spinning your wheels, right? So slow down, and live in the moment, okay? And somebody, I'm just reading these comments, okay? Like I said, practice self-care, prioritize, okay? Prioritize time with people. And sometimes, y'all, this is just for me, sometimes we can be lonely, but you may say, nobody ever calls me, nobody ever checks on me, or what, things like that. But you can check on people. A lot of times it's not what you get, but it's, are you giving? Are you reaching out to check on somebody? Before you know it, you'll be to talk to 3-4 friends, just checking on them, or sending them a text, hope everything is going okay, checking on people, you know what I'm saying? And that helps, instead of saying, wow, woe is me, nobody is checking on me. So finding time to connect with old friends, or just conversing and things like that. Those are some things that you can do, during the holidays, instead of just sitting down, by yourself and just sitting in your depression. Don't sit in it. You got to get up and move, right? You got to get up and do something. All right. Create new traditions, right? Like I was saying, my boss was saying, don't wait and let the holidays skip in on you, or coming in on you, and you don't have anything planned. So now I go see my sister, and I'll plan like 3 months in advance, because you ain't gonna catch me slipping. Because I was like, one thing that I don't want to do, that kind of, just something that I'm going through in my grief journey, I do not want to get to the point that, where I'm having bouts of depression, like crying spells and things like that. It can slip up on you. You know how your thoughts, you start thinking about negative things, and before you know it, you're in that, mode of depression. So, you got to, make sure that you plan to do something. Make new traditions, with your kids. If you met at your mom's house and she did all the cooking, delegate somebody to cook, cater. You know what I'm saying? Ask everybody to put in, because sometimes it'll always be on one person. Ask, everybody to put in something, or go to a soup kitchen. That's what I always always wanted to do. You know, I said one holiday I am going to do that. But, you know, make new traditions. You know, like I said, you know, give something of yourself. Don't always be like, you know, what can somebody do for me? And it's a rewarding experience. I was the ministry that I attend. They had a soup and socks, right? And I said, you know, I never, you know, I don't have to have time because I'm always working. So I said, but next time, you know, I'm going to be a part of it. You know, you could give, it's many ways to help. But, you know, they actually went out, gave people soup and socks, you know, had people to donate their services and things like that, you know. But those are some things that you could do to, you know, help and give back to people that are less fortunate than you, right? But things like that. Um, okay. Limit alcohol consumption. I ain't trying to judge nobody because I know people be getting their drink on during a holiday, but sometimes you can drink yourself into a frenzy where you depressed and you crying and you done ruin everybody's holiday. And before you know it, you crying about stuff. And you know when y'all during the holiday when you around family, it only takes somebody that's gonna do something. So you know what I'm saying? Don't get so drunk that you just don't even know what you're doing, and before you know it, you done ruin everybody else's holiday. Cause you depressed, you know, bringing everybody else down. Hey, Rosebud, you said hello Saturday morning. My girls and I are making lunch bags and passing out shoes and socks to the homeless and the needy. Oh, that is so beautiful. So that confirmation, you know, sometimes you have to, you know, do things and, you know, make new traditions, because I'm telling you, you think that you have it bad, it's somebody that has it, you know, worse off than you. And a lot of times those things help. So like I said, you know, do things like that, making new traditions. That's so cool. Limiting, like I said, limiting alcohol consumptions, and talk about your feelings. Just like we're on here talking about different things that we could do during the holiday that's going to have a positive outcome, right? This you know, and think about somebody, you know, you may not have no money, or but you could call somebody, you could text somebody, and don't worry about if they don't call you back. That's all right. You sowed a seed. You called somebody, you checked up on somebody, because those are the things that can bless you, right? That can make you feel good. You don't got to tell nobody, just do it, right? Yeah, those are some things. If you, and feel free to share, you know, whatever you have in the comments. But you know, depression is a real thing, and I am praying for you. You know, those who are you know, suffer from depression over the holiday. You know, trouble don't last always. You know, and sometimes you got to write a list of everything that's going right. You know, get that list and write everything that's going right. I'm breathing. You know, I still have breath. I still have a little bit of my health. Look, my knee ain't what it used to be, but it's still moving. Like when you go up the stairs, and you know, you think you got it all together, and your knee saying, "Wait a minute, now." Hear something saying snap, crackle, and pop. I'll be like, oh my God, it's a part of life, right? It's a part of life, but I'm still living. I learn, you know, not to complain, not to complain. Every day is not you know, a nine. You know, every day I sometimes I do, but I try to remind myself to be thankful for the things that I do have. You said prayer is absolutely. Somebody said prayer is absolutely useless, but guess what? I'm praying for you, because sometimes people don't know what the power of prayer can do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to try God. You know, you got to try Him. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to somebody, and I had been, you know, just I had went on like a fast, and I had a prayer list, y'all. I had a prayer list. It was like 20 some things on this prayer list, right? So I go in my Bible, right? I look at it, more than half of those things was already there. I was just checking them off, checking them off, checking them off, just thinking. And it was in my Bible, I was like, oh my God, this happened, this happened, this happened. And just one thing that just blessed my soul, just a small testimony. I was praying, and God was telling, it's a scripture in the Bible that says some things won't move unless you fast and pray, right? So I ain't telling nobody what I'm doing. I'm just moving in silence. I get a call today, a phone call, and my niece was telling me some things that she was doing right, and it was exactly what I had prayed for. Exactly what I had prayed for, and I was like, wow, that's what let the one that said prayer is just useless. Sometimes you have to try God. Ask God. You step out on faith. Ask God and see. If you pray about something, just ask Him and see what He doing, because that's what God does. He proves Himself to you. He just don't exist. But you got to take God at His word. He reveals Himself to you, because it was a time that I didn't know God. I didn't know nothing about prayer. I didn't know nothing about anything. But what did I do? I test God. I try Him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, let me see if this prayer worked. And I'm a true example of the power of prayer. So it's no shame, no shame, no. But some people, I was right there. And sometimes people will pray and they don't they don't see any results. But that's one thing that I'm learning. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith, and you gotta be willing to wait. God is not Burger King. You can't have it. It's like, okay, Lord, I want $1 million, and that $1 million ain't came yet. A lot of things we pray for as being human. If God would give us half of the things we pray for, we'll be a hot mess. Sometimes have you ever said, "Oh, I'm glad He didn't answer that prayer." You know what I'm saying? Some people, you may want it to be in a relationship. You be like, look at that person and see that wasn't for me. So that's why some things that you pray for, you don't get, because God knows. Just like your kids, right? You don't give your kids everything they want, because it's not going to. I want to eat candy for breakfast. Now, if you let your kids eat candy for breakfast every day, they're not going to have no teeth. They're going to be off the chain. And that's in my perception. This is my perception. That's how I think God is. He's not going to give you everything, because we don't know what we need sometimes. But our Heavenly Father does, right? Kill, you said prayer changes things. It really does. Even for incarcerated people. Come on now. Sometimes God will get you to a place where you alone. I think. And I have seen a change in people when they have something traumatic, like go to jail, go to prison, and it rehabilitates them. It gives them a change, because sometimes God will get you alone from a toxic environment where you don't have no choice but to look up. There ain't nobody to talk to but Him, right? So absolutely, absolutely. Can you said I'm broker than a joker this year? Then them turkeys are expensive. The economy is expensive for everybody. I'm telling you, food is so expensive. I'm like, Lord, is you trying to tell me I need to go on a diet? Maybe I need to limit my food consumption, because everything is so expensive. Everything is so expensive, but the Lord provides. Somehow He makes a way. I never missed a meal, right? So let me see what something people are saying. Yeah. So y'all, I love y'all so much. Thanks for popping on, right? Thanks for popping on. Just be encouraged. I pray, I always say, in my lives. I pray that the sun is shining in your life. I pray that you get the things that you're praying for, that you're asking for. I pray that you have the faith to move forward, right? I pray that you have that God gives you the ability to move past your depression, right? Depression is a spirit, it's a heaviness, but God, He can set the captives free. I've been there. I've been there where I've been in a dark place and nobody was around, and God lifted me up. And I can look back and say, "Ooh, that was a dark place," but somehow, some way, he sent help, right? So yeah, so surround yourself with positive people. Plan something for the holiday. Make traditions, right? Have times for self-care, plan things. Just don't let life happen, right? Plan things. Set yourself up to be blessed, right? Say things that's going to motivate you. I can, I will, I will beat this depression. I am blessed. Things is going to, I believe, faith is something that you speak. And when you speak, it's a scripture in the Bible. It says death and life is in the power of your tongue. So if you say that things is not going to change, they're not going to change. But if you say things, it's the power of your words. Speaking positivity. Your words go on a assignment to create what you say, what you speak, right? So I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. For those of you, happy holidays. I will I pop on. I pop in and out, y'all. I don't have no scheduled time because I'm a working sister, right? But I'm so thankful for my subscribers. I'm so thankful. So like and subscribe to Unchurched Talk with the T. This is an intentional page. I always share funny things, current events, or things like that. You never know which way I'm coming, but I'm always trying to come in a positive way to make you think, make you believe, make you to be better than what you were when you wasn't on this page, right? Something that's going to encourage you and push you forward, right? So K Cal, you said God bless you. Thank you for being a vessel of positivity, love for people like me who lost hope. Yes, yes, and that's what I'm here for. Because it was a time that somebody reached out and picked me up, right? I'm not here, but by the grace of God. And you said, give us a message for all the trolls, girl. Yes, yes. I invite trolls to. I hardly ever block anybody because, people are sent to you for different reasons, right? We all cross paths for different reasons, right? So that's what I'm mindful of. I'm just not in the moment, but I'm talking to people who may see this live later and may need something from God. So trolls is welcome, right? Okay. Everybody is welcome. So I love y'all. Like and subscribe to Unchurched Talk with the T, and I will see you next time. Okay. Bye.